It's Friday, August 7th, 2015, and let's talk about what happened this week over at xdadevelopers.com. First up, the ZTE Axon Pro we've been talking about for weeks now is finally available for sale. You can get it direct from ZTE, through eBay, through Amazon, and through Newegg for $450. It's got some pretty impressive specs for that price point, so it might be worth a look if you're in the market for a new phone. After a bit of a bad quarterly earnings call last week, Samsung has announced that they're adjusting the price on the Galaxy S6 and the S6 Edge, and the first of those price adjustments has taken effect in the Netherlands, bringing the price down €100 to just €599 and €699. Still a bit high in my opinion, but it is definitely getting a little more competitive. Of course, if you wait a couple of more months, I'm sure new models are going to be on their way. In a bit of potentially bad news, Vodafone canceled their Indiegogo campaign, which was set to bring the Vodafone 2 to the US. It basically boiled down to some issues with manufacturing the US model, so they're offering backer refunds, or you can get an international model, which just won't work properly in the US. The last time I looked, they've currently refunded about $60,000 so far, and they're continuing to work on it, so if you were a backer in the US, you might want to check out their Indiegogo page for more details if you haven't already. Last week, we talked a bit about Zimperium, the company that figured out the Stagefright bug that would allow videos sent through MMS to do nasty, terrible things to your Android device. Well, this week they released some more details on that bug, a demonstration video, and they also put a detector app in the Play Store, which can tell you if your device is still vulnerable. So if you haven't already looked into it, you may want to go check out that app. Speaking of vulnerabilities though, a guy named Jake Cooper managed to figure out a way using Python to work his way around the OnePlus invite queue, moving himself from number 61,000 to number 1694 out of 1.5 million. He wrote up an article about it over on medium.com, and then he wrote a second article once he found another way to do it. OnePlus was pretty quick to respond about it. They say that they've implemented some new measures to try to limit people exploiting that, and they obviously expected that people were going to try to cheat their way to the top. Apparently, though, they're not just doing it in the invite queue, they're also doing it in the invite contest that they're holding. The interesting thing though, they say that Jake Cooper, since he went all white hat about it, is gonna get an invite extra early. I guess that's one way to handle it, I suppose. Speaking of OnePlus invites, OnePlus is currently auctioning off 100 invites for the OnePlus 2 on eBay, with all of the proceeds from it going to UNICEF's Project TAP, which works to bring clean water to kids around the world. At the time of filming this, some of the bids are as high as almost $13,000, and the lowest bids are $375. And after you get the invite, you still do have to pay full price for the phone. At least it's for a good cause, right? According to a developer from Google, the next build of Android M, Preview 3, has been delayed, and they do expect that the next build is going to be a near final release. They have no speculations on when it's actually going to come out, but his post was originally done on July 31st, so it's been about a week at this point. An experimental build of Twerp for the 2015 Moto G is now available thanks to XDA senior member Squid2. He says that you can temporarily boot off of it using the fastboot boot command, but it's very early in development, so you may not want to actually flash it to your device yet. The code for it is available on his GitHub as well, so if you'd like to take a look at that and see all the work that he's done, it's now available. XDA recognized Themer Xperia Z2 put together a guide showing you how you can port the camera from the Sony Xperia Z4 to a bunch of other devices. Mario put together some information that came out of a Reddit thread originally about some ways that you can optimize the recent apps menu and your RAM utilization on the Note 4 by primarily changing the build prop file. So if you have that device, it would definitely be worth taking a look at that article. And finally, another entry in the Voices of XDA article series went up on the portal from forum member Rohan Solo, where he talked about some orbiting satellites that have been powered by Android. But you know what? That's going to be about all from me for today. You can find the links to all the stories that I talked about down in the video description as usual, as well as the links to my YouTube channels. Remember, if you like this video, please do give us a thumbs up down below the video, lets us know that you care, and subscribe to receive all of our videos as soon as they become available. Thanks so much for watching though, and I will see you next time.